vision for Kapalama Canal is really an active park in the middle of a bustling community, a place where local families can gather, run, walk, bike, fish, hula dance, all the kind of stuff that we do in parks, some picnicking, but also a place where you can get some exercise, you can connect from the neighborhoods to the rail system, and you can really have a place that feels a little bit like a bit of a retreat in the middle of the city. The rail stops and runs right along Dillingham Boulevard here, so this would be a great way to access rail, access downtown. But what we've most heard from the community is that they want it to be built on kind of local culture and history and be kind of a local working families kaka'ako. We really are doing this to try and help catalyze development along the edge in Kapalama, Kalihi here. And it's really built on a 20-year-old community vision coming together with the rail construction and a transit-oriented development. The impetus for this project is to create a gathering place and an active recreation place to help support all of it.
I was raised along Kapalama Canal, actually up on the more Mauka one, where the Kapalama river goes underneath Kapalama Avenue, right across the street from Kamehameha Schools. So my family home is right up against the canal. Eventually, when I started my halal and got a property that is part of Kamehameha Schools property along Kapalama Canal. We then became part of the community that is along Kohou Street. We got to see a lot of what was happening in our neighborhood. And when the plans and the community meetings were set up, I was eager to become a part of that, to help to design and to help to build what could be. Because in the mele that I teach, there are many mele that talk about the rice paddies that were there before. It was how the Kapalama stream fed the taro, and I would often take my students up to Lo'ikalo Park. I envisioned one time that I would have a bridge that went from Pa'i on Kohou Street to the other side to HCC, and we could have a joint walkway that went between our institutions to share resources, but also to have a canal fest where I could put a stage on the canal. Could be an arts market, could be a weekly food market, other kinds of sharing. So we're hoping that can be part of it.
What we went through 4 years ago was the planning and the community outreach for this project. When we saw that there was an opportunity to not just plan for the maintenance and the cleaning of the canal, but to also ask ourselves what we can do to improve the community and the water edge. So we had a workshop at the Palama settlement 3-4 years ago. We talked to a lot of the adjacent landowners like HCC and Kamehameha Schools about their future plans. And then we also talked to a lot of young people, folks at Farrington High School, at Honolulu Community College, and so we got a lot of input.
I saw the opportunity to really encourage my students to have a voice and to be a part of this process, because my whole take on teaching at Farrington and in Kalihi is that the kids are kind of overlooked a lot of times, and so for them to be able to contribute this way publicly was going to really showcase what they could do. And instantly I saw that when this project fell in my lap. We took 300 kids, I think, in total down to the canal. We did it in stages over a couple of days. At that point, they were pretty much ready. They were already coming up with ideas and they were ready to go. So they were astounded at how bad it was, but they also could tell right away, oh, this is such a great opportunity. This could be really fun.
We basically got 4 main goals from all the different ideas we gathered. One is basically community, placemaking. How do we make good public space? How do we make a better use for the people that live and come here? Then there is environment. A lot of young people express that they want to make sure that we are stewards of our environment, make sure that we're going to clean the water, but also to keep it clean. And then resiliency. As you know, sea level rise is an issue for our island. We want to be prepared for that. As we do, we want to create good infrastructure for the city. And so those are the four main overarching topics that the master plan tries to tie together. It's just the first step in getting water clean, and then we're going to do more studies and more design work to implement these things. So thank you again. Mahalo.
We did this video as a reminder of the status of the project and let people know what was going on, but we'd really like to continue to hear from folks. We've gotten great input so far. We'd like you to go online at the address on the screen and really weigh in and tell us what you think so we can make sure that we get the design and the execution right.